All right, welcome back for another episode here of Shoot Your Shot. I'm your host, Napoleon Aniciete. To the left of me is my brother, Alex Aniciete. We got Coach Rauser, and today we have a very special guest. He is a bad man. He is a national champion. He is one of the best fighters in the PFL, one of the best fighters in the world, Mr. Bubba Jenkins.
Yeah. They do all the noises and whatnot. This is a real first-class establishment. I'm just gonna say that. So the fact that we ain't got the horns and whatnot, I know it's coming. So I just feel like we just getting ready, we getting started. I saw what y'all was doing, and I appreciate the invite, fellas. I appreciate it.
Man, I'm glad to have you down here with us, Bubba. We haven't seen you since.
Y'all was jacking me up in the shirt drills a couple years ago.
That was good.
Getting your boy ready for Lance Palmer.
Man, that was a good time.
Season 1 PFL right there.
That was a good time. That was a good time.
No, long story short, these guys were helping me for me get ready for the Lance Palmers of the world and the different type of shorter, stockier, boxier fighters that were in the PFL at the time. So, we got in camp, paid these guys to come through, and they put your boy through a workout, man. They put your boy through a ringer. So,
that was fun, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
dude, we had a good time doing it, man.
It sparked you guys to let's see what you guys doing now. I see you guys working with the MMA teams and whatnot.
Dude, it's been fun.
You were like, we did a little something back there.
We've been in there a little bit.
Uncle Bubba got us going. Uncle Bubba got us going.
We might as well. It's a good thing. It's a lovely sport. It's a wonderful sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports. And I think that you guys having the family orientation that you do in the wrestling world that you have, it only makes it natural for you guys to bleed over and go into something like mixed martial arts and to teach people how to be that gritty Aniciete style that you need for mixed martial arts that a lot of people don't implement.
Man, let me ask you this, bro, because I feel like you have a showmanship, kind of a gritty style to yourself, bro. Like, honestly, after training with you, I was like, damn, this dude is a dog, bro. I was just like, man.
Yeah, you see the diamonds in the gold, but, you know what I'm saying? I get it out the mud. My hair's still gritty, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, Bubba. So tell us a little bit, bro, about like where you're from, bro, how you grew up, like what were the big impacts growing up? Did you start wrestling young? Kind of just tell us a little bit about that, bro.
So I was born in Frankfurt, Germany. My dad just happened to be an entrepreneur and things like that. My bloodline is Ghanaian. Okay. So my dad was a gold miner in Africa when he died. When I was 9, my dad died in Africa. And at that time, I was waiting for him to come back to America when I was waiting for him where his family resides in Madison, Indiana. Okay. That's kind of where I started wrestling only because, and I would say Virginia raised me. Everybody knows I'm a Virginia boy. Virginia raised me. I was waiting for my father to come back at like 5 years old in Indiana where his family is from. And I was basically, after he died, I basically got in a fight every day for the next 13 days. Right. So I was 14-0 for a 2-week stretch. I'm putting stats out there. But no, basically, my dad's got a big family on my father's side. He was one of 11. My mom's one of 9. That's on both sides pretty big. But at that time, all my uncles were in Madison, Indiana at that time. And they were like, yo, we need to get this cat into something.
So were they all wrestlers too, or like all your family
members? Only a couple of them.
So, like that?
So my dad had like so many variety of big and small men that the taller guys, being in Indiana, they were huge. They were balling. They were the short, stockier ones that didn't want to play football. They were wrestling. So I had a couple Uncle Jeffs, Uncle Mark, Uncle Dion, and those were the wrestlers. And then we had some other people, Uncle Anthony, Uncle Jarvis, and they were balling. So we separated it, but all the athletes nonetheless. Everybody was competing. Everybody was trying to get it. And don't get it twisted. My grandpa is so I'm the third. Jesse Jenkins the third. Y'all just got my government.
There we go.
Everybody know me as Bubba because I'm a 12-pound baby. But Jesse's I'm the third. And my grandpa being a black man growing up in Indiana with 11 children in those times, and to not lose any of his children except for when my father, his first child, the oldest of all the children, passed due to muscular dystrophy and things like that. It wasn't anything societal, but for him to have brought up a family and built his church on the back of the house in that city was, a structure of the kind of base that I had growing up. That founding base of strong men, strong leadership, wrestlers, athletes, basketball players, biblical men, and, people who were strict about, winning in life. Yeah. So that was it. And then once my father passed and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do, my mother said, let's move to her side of the family, which was in Virginia. And I got a little hitch in wrestling when I was in Indiana from my uncles. And then once we moved to Virginia, it sparked the athleticism and the speed of life in Virginia was 7 times faster.
And what age was that at?
9.
9 years old?
9, yeah. So the speed of life and figuring out little country-ass Madison, Indiana. Okay. It's a very hicky white town, but the only black people you saw were related to me, for sure. You go to the store. Family? Yeah, you go to the store down the street, that's like, is that a cousin? He's a cousin? Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay. What's up, cousin? That's like, and if they was mixed, they was definitely in our family, for sure. But that was how it was. But once we got to Virginia, it was much more of the world's place. It wasn't little Jenkins town. That's how it was for me in the beginning. Now it's like being thrown into all the athletes getting ran over. My first football practice was with Scotty McGee, Percy Harvin, and all these like legendary dogs.
There's dogs in Virginia.
Sweet Pea Whitaker's son was out there. So we were growing up in the Virginia Beach Mustangs era of athleticism and legends and football prowess. If you look at them now, they're still legends in the city. Yeah. And that was kind of like my wrestling background along with my athletic. Percy Harvin, Allen Iverson, Michael Vick, these are guys who were mentors of the program, who were around. And Percy Harvin is someone who I grew up with personally, who was a best friend of mine. And so that's how I grew up in that elk. That's why you see the braggadocious, the Iversons, the Heisman, the little shimmy, the dancing. It's all a part of who I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I get it out the mud just like any King Hood.
Man, we absolutely love this swag, because we were talking about it with college wrestling now, like kids getting NIL deals and stuff like that. Man. Like you kind of have to have that swagger. So let me ask you this: you being the guy that shows the swagger, is there a line that you can't cross in wrestling, especially wrestling, right? Talk to especially wrestling specifically,
your showmanship,
there's
far
a
as
line,
being too cocky.
There's a line you can't cross. There's a line you can't cross. The physical line of after the match is over, right? Yeah. So once you get the victory, right? Yeah. Okay. No, in between the lines and in between the match, whether you're going out of bounds or going, you're just putting your hands on his head while you're going out of bounds. All that's within the lines. If you're the guy that's going out of bounds and you're on bottom and he happens to get up off of you with his hand on your head, that's within the games, man. That's the grind. That ain't being a dirt bag or too dark. That's just being gritty. Yeah. Like, you got to take this extra weight that I don't put on this after the weight cut, after the weight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna deal with that, because I got to cut it tonight, but you're gonna deal with it right now. You know what I mean? We got weigh-ins tomorrow. But whatever it is, it's within the lines. After the lines is over, you can, in my belief, do your thing with your team and celebrate and put yourself on another level as far as now NILs go. So in high school, you want to market yourself a little bit to get that. Yeah. I was doing that before they had a Bubba J squad section my freshman year in college. Right. So I was already marketing that as I was getting recruited during my visits to be like, this is the frat that's going to be, y'all making sure if I come here, y'all going to be having my Bubba J shirts on, right? So this was all things before. And before I even was making legal money, NIL money, I was making shirt money. I was making shirt money when I was in college. The Bubba J Squad shirts and the merch and things like that started way long ago. Bubba was selling pit bulls and babies and shirts before things happened.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. My favorite celebration was you winning.
No doubt, no doubt. That comes from just the creativity of being with the fans. Like I said, the LeBron James thing, I did that in the semifinals where I did the smoke and the air, putting powder in my hand. Being a part of the entertainment side of the sports side. Yeah, you're a student athlete, but don't forget, you got to put the fans in the stands. You got to sell these tickets, and Penn State and some of these other big universities are where they are because their athletes are that entertaining. Don't get it twisted. Their techniques are flawless, but it's entertaining to see them do it multiple times over and over, or have a streak of 45 or 55 wins and things like that. So
when's the last time you took a look at some of your college stuff?
Listen, I don't have any of my highlight tapes. The thing about it is I did 4 years at Penn State. So all my dirtiest and best and grittiest takedowns and stuff like that are all in my Penn State singlet in the Penn State archives. And, we didn't really leave on, we didn't really leave on good terms. So it's not like, y'all send me my file. If y'all can get that done, download the file, send it to me, 05 through like 210. If y'all can just send me all that.
We want to see them.
Yeah, I want to see this.
The world needs to see them.
I got a question for you, Bubba.
Dope. What's up, man?
So, obviously you were at Penn State, and you didn't leave on good terms, right? Whatever that may be. What was that transition like going from Penn State, finding a place at ASU? Like, was it hard to transition and going into it? Because it's completely opposite sides of the spectrum. It's Penn State, and then you got ASU. It's hot, it's crazy, it's there's beautiful women everywhere.
But okay, so the balance that I had in life, people don't I guess people will start to understand my intelligence after maybe hearing me speak and get an understanding of the podcast of how you guys are breaking down who I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve. This fun life of the party guy, that's Jesse, that's Bubba, that's who I am. It goes in the match. When I understand the technique, when I understand my craft, then my personality is going to start coming out. I cannot stop the fact that if I know what I'm doing, then you're going to see a little Bubba J in what it is that I'm doing. I'm always going to put my own little bad man, Bubba Jenkins, on it. So when that comes with developing in life and learning how to transition into mixed martial arts, of course it comes with learning how to be the hammer or learning to not be the hammer when someone is the hammer and you just happen to be the nail that day. Transitioning and learning how to humble yourself never stops the process that you're in, but you never stop being confident. That's the biggest thing about me. I never stop being who I am. Whether I have to stay silent for a moment, like I would say my first 3 or 4 years of MMA, I was very quiet. Very, I didn't have the mic presence and things that the sayings and the things that I have, the branding that I have now. I was the highlight kid and, things weren't always as smooth as I felt like I could have been as a complete mixed martial artist and entertainer. Right. Now I'm the bad man. Now I got everything down to it. So I got the merch, I got the brands, I got 2 watch in case y'all don't know what time it is. I got diamonds on my mouth just in case you twinkle when I speak.
I like it.
I got gold on my grill so you know it's spirit. When I speak, it's clean. It's what I'm speaking on, but it's also the substance of what you've seen on TV. Yeah. I am who I am, but I've also done it because I got it out the mud. Y'all know that I've done it in college-wise, so I bring that background of this college. Like, not many people can do the college thing. A lot of people skip that route. A lot of people get up out of there when it comes to that nitty-gritty of that grind of college, that D1 style, even D2, D3. Any D of college wrestling. After high school, you're doing D anything in college, you're grinding, baby. That ends with a grind. It starts with a capital G, ends with a D. You're grinding. But at the end of the day, transitioning comes in your mentality. It really comes from how to be confident when things are not going your way, and how to be humble when you're learning and you're being schooled in the times that these masters of the game or the more experienced guys of the game are teaching you how it is to become that you want to be.
Right. Like when you were at ASU, was it kind of like a point that you wanted to make? Like, all right, this kid David Taylor's taking my spot as I leave. Like, what was that like? Like,
no,
what was
see,
like?
I had a chip on my shoulder, and when I got out of high school. So I got expelled in my senior year in high school. If you guys go back on your history, go back. Bubba was, doing things.
We use some Bubba history right now, baby. Come on, we give some Bubba history.
We're going back memory lane. Well, I put some pressure on some coaches. Basically, as one of the number of recruits in the country, I basically got expelled with a couple weeks left for my senior year as the number 1 wrestler in the state and nationals. I had not lost in a year, 2 years, or whatnot. So there was a couple of schools that I had put on a list. Missouri being one of them. A couple, it's old terms. We ain't gonna make it nobody now. But a couple being on the list, like they went from 100% full ride scholarship to either 80% or we'll allow you to walk on. what? I done beat everybody in the nation. You gonna talk about allowing me to walk on when you were just sitting at my table telling my mom how much you wanted to pay me to come? Now you're gonna
felt a certain way about it.
I felt a certain way
about it.
But the whole me beating up on what's his name, Chad? Not Chad Mendez. We were in the finals at the same time. What's his 155 pounder for the UFC? He used to fight for Bellator. And I put their name on the list. He wrestled for Missouri. He was there when Askren was there. He beat.
You're not talking about Michael Chandler.
I am talking about.
You are talking about Michael Chandler. You are talking about. Okay, you are.
My first match in the national tournament is against the number 7 seed Michael Chandler, and I almost tech fought him. That might actually be on the map. But Missouri first was coming to my college, coming to my high school saying, hey, we want to recruit you. That was one of the first. They came in with their Missouri things on. They were like, we got Askren, we got Raymond Jordan, we got these guys, we got Tyrone Woodley, we got these guys, Michael Chandler. And I was like, yo, Missouri with the gold and black, I would look
we love the gold and black.
We love the gold and black. From the Mizzou, St. Louis, I was a big Nelly fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. Yeah. So I called him one of these weekends after the football season was over or something happened where I was like, I could go for a weekend. I was like, yo, what's up with that? What's up with that recruiting business? And they was like, see, what happened was, you know what I'm saying? We feel as though you come through. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't paying for it. What? What? I got Penn State, I got Nebraska, I got Oklahoma on the other line, and you telling me, all right, cool.
Well, you're off the list.
No, but who y'all got over there though? Oh, we got these guys named Michael Chandler. Okay, who else you said you got? Oh, okay, cool. Bet that. All right, bet. See, no, cool. That's fine. And then years later, straight up, I get Michael Chandler in the first round of nationals, and I dog walked his ass. And that was one of the
first year at Penn State.
That was my first year at Penn State. My first match at Penn State. My first 3 matches at Penn State, starting in the lineup, was against Craig Henning, Dustin Schlater, and Craig Henning, Dustin Schlater, and who else was it? The dude from Michigan, the Big Chirella.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Boom, boom, boom. That was like I boom, boom, boom. We got Michigan, we got Minnesota, and then we got Wisconsin back to back to back. I started out my first 3-4 matches in college.
Beating the top 20 guys in the country.
After not having lost in years, starting out wrestling in college, 0-4, 0-5, giving up bonus points to these.
Oh,
beasts.
shit.
And then coming back at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, coming back doing my thing. But the transition from high school to like, you bring that into all the things that you've learned, all the things that make me mixed martial artist, all the transitioning from high school to college wrestling is a whole new sport. Yeah, it's a whole new transition. So when people are like, how is the transition from mixed martial arts, from wrestling, from the NCAA? It's similar to that college because you're getting beat up on, you're learning things, you're developing other offenses that you never knew you had, you're developing other things. But nonetheless, the transition is all going to be mental. As long as you can keep that confidence in who you are and that swag and what you can become, you can get there. It's when they start to chip at who you are that you start to lose yourself and then you can't find any stability.
So let me ask you that, bro. So coming with that, like the swagger and everything nowadays, which I think, I love it, right? I wrote a college paper about it one time, about how I feel like college kids should get paid for being in college.
I wrote that same paper.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you this.
I was an advocate of that at any time. Since 2004, I've been an advocate of getting paid in college.
So tell me this. Do you think that's a great thing going on? I just want to know your opinion about it. Because, I feel like some people have a negative opinion about it because they're like, they go to the whole kids are doing it for money and there's no loyalty type of deal. I want to hear you talk about it.
That's the way the world is going these days. Some people are doing it to feed their family. Even at this moment, young men are thinking about getting their moms. I can't tell you. Y'all can't tell me the first thought that you had of when to get your father, your mom out the whatever situation they was in. Yeah. And that doesn't, you can think about it, whether it's robbery, whether it's athleticism, whether when you in that pit, when you in that grind, you thinking about any way, shape, or form. And the way that the world is working and the way that the world is turning out today, there are so many different ways to develop an understanding of how to get that paper, how to get that. It ain't just shoveling snow and cutting grass. Right. Now it's on the internet. Now they got AI. Now they got people writing your papers for you that you just got to tell them who you are. And they'll describe what it is. You know what I'm saying? The way that the world is working, it makes sense that people should be able to get paid for their intelligence, for their likeness, for who they are. Yeah. I got children coming up. You don't think I'm not trying to get my son Dream, the Nightmare Jenkins, and Drake K47? You think I'm not trying to get these boys paid on my achievements of the things that I've already laid a platform for to now have the world work in its favor now? You know, we don't put that grind in to get those NILs. I remember only getting $40 a kid to take them on a recruit visit for 48 hours. Yep. What I'm gonna do with $40? I can't take this motherfucker to the movies. He wants some weed, bitches, and high. I can't go nowhere with $40. You know what I'm saying? But I signed every recruit for 40 straight kids. I signed every one. And for 2 straight years, Penn State went on to win nationals. But nonetheless, it's a time now where the name, image, and likeness should fuel the program, and the program should feed the children.
No, I agree, man. I agree.
That's a great answer.
Now, let me ask you this, Bubba. You spoke a little bit on Lil Dream.
Yeah, my man's.
Is that man going to be a... How are you grooming that, man? As being his father, right? I got my sons, right?
Yes,
we got our babies.
Yes.
How do we groom our kids into this thing? I want to hear Batman's perspective from
it, man, it's such a delicate dance, man. Being a father, ain't no hood like fatherhood, and ain't no eye like the eye of the one of your son, especially your oldest. Okay, all your children, you have your children, but the oldest son, the oldest daughter, or the oldest is cool, but the oldest son is it's you. It's different. You feel like that's you all over again. Fuck what you talking about? That's you reincarnated. So you're like, damn, I gotta make sure he's a better version of me. No matter what you slice it, he is you all over again. It's God giving you another chance to be like, all right, let's do it over again. The way that I feel like I'm doing it is organically. You know, I'm a very strategic father. I'm an intelligent father. I wouldn't say that I'm strict, but I know that my son is coming up in a world that doesn't favor his likeness. Right. I just keep it at that, right? Yeah. So with that, we got to build in parameters and understandings of how to cross the road at all times, regardless of who you're with, you know what I mean? And that comes organically, that comes with, allowing him to make the mistakes, but letting him know, you know what I'm saying, there's a fear at home. That, my children live in Oregon half the time and they live with me, so it's like Vegas and Oregon. So they get, I split in my divorce and they go back and forth, but it allows me to be bad man when it's fight season, and then to be father, and to be daddy, and then to have those, and then be coach, and then to have those seasons to put on those hats. But sometimes I'm the best friend I've seen in a while, and then sometimes I'm like, get your ass over here. Come here. What were you thinking? Let's talk about it. And sometimes I'm the belittler for you to think about it. I really want you to sit there. There ain't no timeouts, and I'm not physical with my children like how I'm coming up in our times. You get smacked. I'm less physical. Because I think society is now moving more into the mental issues, mental health issues. Yeah, so I'm less physical, so I don't cause those mental health issues, but I want you to mentally think about the stupidity that you're doing. So I don't physically have to beat your ass. I want you to do it yourself. I need you to think twice. I need you to do it yourself right now. Beat yourself up so I don't have to jump on your ass right now. And I'm going to make you feel silly, so when you really do it, you really feel dumb about it because Daddy, you knew better. You knew better.
Yeah. Now you're kicking your own ass.
Yes, don't forget the statutes and the liberties and the learnings of your father, period. And that's something my children can tell you for verbatim. Don't forget this. I'll tell you, like when they do silly stuff, my ex will call me and get on your son, talk to your son. What'd I tell you? Don't forget what? Don't forget the liberties and the learnings and the statutes of your father.
I love it, bro.
Why are you forgetting the things your father taught you? These are the parameters. But right now, when it comes to their athleticism, I'm letting them try everything and do everything, feel it all out.
That's cool.
Go to. She's not really taking them to the wrestling practices, so when I got him here, I'm doing more with him.
Yeah.
But he's doing soccer on a crazy basis. They're doing a lot of other sports that I'm okay with, gymnastics and just playing right now. It's not yet in the mindset for me to have yet taken him to tournaments. He hasn't done tournaments or anything like that.
Right.
And I haven't gotten him in this like, yo, we're in a season of preparation. But as he just turned 9, when my father died, I was 9. That's when my mind changed for let's get Ma Dukes out of here. And I know that he's seen the struggle because he's a smart, intelligent child, and he has 2 siblings underneath him. I know his mindset to win and want to dominate, and the things that we talk about is here.
Yeah.
So now it's that time, as you say, to try to like hone him into that athlete that I want him to be, and I don't care where it's at. I just need him to have that mind and that swag. Yeah. Because I don't care if he the quarterback, nigga, we Patrick Mahomes in this thing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be that. You ain't gotta be Batman Jr. I went that route, so we can go another route. But if you take that route, I can tell you where the holes and the pitfalls are. Let's get your knees loose now. Let's get your shoulders right now, because we already know that's gonna be a problem later in life. But other than that, man, you stay on the path, and you listen to the statutes and liberties of your father and your learnings.
Are you gonna like slowly kind of like hint like you should wrestle type of thing?
He wants to. All of my children, they getting in trouble a little bit in the school for breaking up fights and choking people out. They're the ones that like, my children are like on securities around here. You know what I'm saying?
Stop fighting.
Y'all want to fight? Who wants to fight? They're like, okay, nobody wants to fight now.
Fight me.
There's 2 or 3 kids that are wrestling. They wanted to wrestle, Daddy, so I got to wrestling, and then I wrestled 3 of them. Yeah. So you got in trouble for beating 3 guys up? Well, it was light, Daddy. It was light. So that's my youngest one, Drayden. So I am letting them just be free, but my daughter, I will put in jiu-jitsu all the way up until she's, sophomore or something in high school, just for pure protection of a female understanding. Yeah. And then my boys will wrestle until they're out of high school. Yeah. Regardless if you're the number 1 quarterback in the country, you're still going to have that wrestling ability. Just in case, just whatever. It's natural confidence in being able to protect your family. You ain't got to be a college national champion.
Straight up, yeah.
Each one of you men feel like if some shit came down to it, just because of the knowledge of wrestling, I'm protecting my family and it's going down. Yeah. Now you put a little bit of gun practice on, you put a little knife work on it, you put a little mixed martial arts training, coaching, regardless of what it is. Now you got yourself a situation, and it doesn't happen, that mindset doesn't happen until you have that first child and you start locking shit up and buying shotguns. Yeah. you start locking things up, checking out night where they're staying up till 3 o'clock. You start feeling like the man around your woman and around your family. That's when that development starts changing, and then that's when you got to be that eye for your children.
No, I definitely agree, bro. Hey, so I want to take a quick little break.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this little segment here. It's gonna be our bad man segment here.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I'm ready. I was nervous. Like, you sent me the 10 question thing. Is this the 10 question one?
This is the 10 question.
Because I be saying shit that I don't be thinking about when I have to. So basically, the way I talk is a freestyle. I don't know what the fuck I was saying until it came out. You know what I'm saying?
This is just one word answer here, bro. One word answers here.
One word.
You can elaborate a little bit if you want, but I just want to hear what you got here. All right, so
one word, and I can elaborate if I want.
Elaborate if you want here.
All right, here we go.
So we know you're a wrestling swag guy. I don't know if you've seen a wrestling swag clip. We always talk about wrestling swag. So what do you got, Asics or Nike?
Nike. Nike.
All right, now you're a big, I'm sure you're a big recovery guy. Do we a sauna or cold plunge guy?
Sauna.
Sauna?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm African too, so niggas don't like to be in the Arctic. They don't like to be in that, take your breath away. Like, no, I like to breathe, talk, relax. You know what I'm saying? The grind is good. It's good for the heart.
Yeah, here we go.
Coming down.
Here we go. Cauliflower ear? No cauliflower ear.
Cauliflower ear. You know how many times this cauliflower ear has saved y'all from an ass whooping? You know what I'm saying? You know how many times hey, he got tiger stripes. Yeah, that's what these are.
That's what that means,
These are claws. Yeah, but this is not normality.
You don't want to
This comes with some seriousness.
Yes.
And this scar on my eye, that's pretty legit. It's pretty dope. Bitches love that shit too. But listen, that's a conversation starter, but it lets you know I am not to be fucked with.
Man, I love it.
Batman Tings all 2020, whatever.
All right, bro. I know you were a champ in multiple styles, but what do you got, freestyle or folk style?
Folk style, man. Folk style. Yeah. Folk style for MMA. And if we're going blatant freestyle or folk style, pause. Freestyle or folk style, which style do you like? I like freestyle better because it's athletic. You can get the push-outs, you get the throws. It's fun. It's more entertaining. More entertaining. I think it takes more skill, and it's better for you to have folk style wrestling. I think I'm better and like to have more fun, and rather it be a pro thing to be a freestyle. I much rather freestyle to be in freestyle Penn State, freestyle college, freestyle college style. I love it. It's fun. It's more exciting. Yeah. But that style of folk style is an intelligent style. It ain't the athletic style. It's a gritty grinder. It's that shit we love. It's that folk style. It's that old school gritty, sweat dripping, hip walking, old school sweat chips. It's that grind. It's that. So when we talk about that old school love of wrestling, it's that what we're talking about. Straight up. I would say freestyle, it's the summer of that. It's the off season of that. It's the diet version of that grind. Is that sweat, heat, blood? This is a mat room. That's what. Bleach. That's that. Yeah, that bleach. Bleach. A little bleach. Yeah, there's a little bleach in there. Okay, these mats are clean. That's what I like. All right.
Man, have you been in that Fargo room before? Boy, that Fargo room is nasty. Boy, it's just like
a lot of championships. So they need to move things. You know, I think as wrestling is getting bigger, develop more. Yeah. We remember those days. I remember Fargo. Yeah. Why are we still talking about Fargo? I've been to Fargo in 15 years, and it's the same thing. We gotta as they're building. I just got back from Texas, Dallas, Texas, and I saw some high schools that looked like universities. Yeah. If they are building those for football in Texas, where is our wrestling establishments? Because wrestling is the future of mixed martial arts, and if they're not developing that, what are we doing?
We're in the fight capital of the world here in Las Vegas.
Yes,
and I feel like we got to get the MMA community behind us, help us out, man. Give us a spot, man.
So you guys are already doing your thing, man. Bravo to you guys. Bravo to the rivals and Chase Pammy and what they're doing over there. But you guys have planted your flag. You guys are a family. You ain't even just the mom and pop shop. You're the go-to for wrestling in this community. Yeah, you guys have been in here. You guys have been. Y'all got blood on the mat. Y'all got blood on your hands. The coaching. Y'all got kids still wrestling. The name is gold around here. The black and gold stands for itself as far as you guys establishing yourself in the community, man. No doubt about it. It's just the community of wrestling in this area alone isn't so thick into what you guys have. You guys can take your club and stick it in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, and it would compete with the toughest of clubs anywhere. But there's only 2 or 3 clubs like that in the entire of this area. So the fact that there isn't more, I'm gonna open my little program and get, we're gonna have more my program and your program doing duels and having, the camaraderie of the neighborhood, of the community starting to step up. But it's because there are more clubs and the thickness of wrestling is bigger. The fact that there aren't middle school programs does hurt the fact that there aren't clubs because the club program is mostly that age. And if you're not really preparing them for these duels and these future tournaments, big what are we really, whatever, what are we going for? Obviously, other than the moments that they obviously have, the freak shows and the moments that they get. But other than that, man, the other East Coast schools have that middle school, elementary school programs where you're getting rewarded to be in that system. And you guys are doing you guys are before your time. And as we get here and as you guys develop, I'm going to be with you guys pushing that there be more middle school programs, there be more things, there be more tournaments, there be more things for the wrestling community in this area because it does lack, but you guys are leading the way and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, so I got another one for you here, but we got a few more here.
All right.
Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron. Ooh. And listen, I got 2 pair of Kobe Bryants. The last pair of Kobe Bryants were actually given to me by Kobe Bryant. Okay, and these are ones.
That's a big issue right
his security guard. Shout out to him. I coached his son. He didn't place at all in high school as a freshman in the California tournament, and as a senior in the California tournament, it's tough. He took third. Lost a tough match in the semifinals with the guy who ended up winning it, but he took third. But from basically for 4 years, I was doing privates with this kid that went from having a little bit of athleticism to being that dude his senior year, and end up walking on to Arizona after getting 5 or 6 good full ride scholarships to a couple different schools. But Pop's having money. You know what I'm saying? He was Kobe Bryant's personal private security guard.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna give names, but his father, the kid that I was wrestling, his father was Kobe Bryant's thing. So I was when I found out I was at my grandpa's funeral in Florida, and when I found out that Kobe Bryant died, I immediately called this guy, and he didn't answer because I knew that he goes on vacation, he's on that helicopter, he goes and does all these stuff. He was transitioning to the LeBron type of things when this happened. So his transition from the Kobe Bryant detail team, he was still with the Lakers, so his detail started going on with LeBron. So Kobe was doing more things with other security. So when Kobe died and things like that happened, he wasn't on that plane ride. But it made it more sentimental for me to be a Kobe Bryant fan than it is to be anything else. Because I have a pair of Kobe Bryants. The first pair was just the fact that he works with Kobe Bryant, and he's like, "Hey, I got these shoes for you for helping my son win the tournament this weekend." And I looked at him, and they're like, "Oh, really cool." But then when his son, was ranked and started getting scholarships, he was like, "Yo, I asked Kobe Bryant specifically for these pair of shoes, and here they are." And then when I opened them, they were all white, and I ain't seen them nowhere. I still got them. I sent you guys the pictures of them. I wore them one too many times, but I still have them. They're still beautiful.
Hey, I
got them. Don't get it twisted. I got them. But I want to say I'm a beloved Kobe fanatic in the sense that I believe that he was the closest thing to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Now, I preference that comment by still picking LeBron.
Yeah.
Now, why?
Yeah, why?
Why? One, longevity is stupid. His longevity is crazy.
He's still hooping. He's still hooping out of his mind.
He's
still hooping out of his mind.
He played against daddies, sons.
How old is this dude?
He might have played 10 different generations of father and son. Come here, son. I don't treat your daddy wrong. I'm getting old where I actually had a kid come up to me and was like, "Oh, you coach my dad." Boy, you better stop. Ain't nobody coach your daddy. You better. Look, I'm still fighting out here. You ain't about to tell me. Nah, he was like, "Nah, you coach my dad on the Ultimate Fighter show with John Jones." So that's when I was coaching men for UFC. So it made sense. Yeah. But little dude was a big man at that point. Let's talk about. We ain't got to talk about. I heard from a government out there. We ain't got to put the age out there. I'm many moves. Listen,
yeah. Let's move.
I wasn't 20 in the 90s though. That's all that matters. But what I'm saying is, what were we talking about? LeBron. What I'm saying is the things that he has to deal with, the where society is now, with the cameras and everything. I don't think Mike would have been able to deal with Twitter and the way that the eye of society is now, and the way scrutiny is now, and the way council culture is now. He went up through all that and doesn't have a stain on his name except for, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." Who don't want to go to South Beach with a fat $50 million everyday contract? Y'all can tell
and
me.
he probably grew up in his whole life in Ohio, in the cold.
And I'm in Cleveland, and y'all acting funny, and the man upstairs is talking funny on my name. And you don't think I want to go hang out with Dwayne Wade, who got things set up there? Things are set. Things is established.
I'm on me a shit.
And who else is out there? Ricky, my man Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Pat Riley alert. Pat Riley alert.
Yeah.
We balling down there. We got some rings.
And Eric Spoelstra's still doing his thing, man. I was a hater of Eric Spoelstra, man, back in the day, but he's still a ball.
I like the fact that they waited until homeboy got rid of his wifey thing. Hey, it's a man's world type situation right there. I told you you won't get another dime, bitch. I told you this was it. All right, you got what you got. You look good. You take care of the children. Now I'm going to win the championships. Do what I got to do. But it be like that. LeBron has been through all the scrutiny in the world, and he's come out clean with the hype of Kobe, with the hype of Michael Jordan, and I think he's doing it still with the longevity. He's the most scored, he's probably gonna be the most assisted, rebounds. His stats are the most complete player. The ability to pass first, the ability to still shoot and win. He wasn't the shooter that he is now. He wasn't, the player that he's turning into now. You're seeing different developments of LeBron still to this day, and who knows what he will actually end up stopping at. And it's only because he doesn't want to look like a ending Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Even though Vince Carter was still doing it.
Still balling, still putting up average, good numbers.
Yeah.
15, 16,
When he needs to.
4, whatever he needs to.
Yeah,
And I highlight
out a couple times.
You know what I'm saying? One of these, throw me the oop, give me let me sell some shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But LeBron's doing it with the weight of the world and the scrutiny and the eye of it all on him. And, you know, I think that is the closest thing to the greatest of all time that we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
To deal with all of that at once.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Bob, I love this, man. Some wrestlers talking about basketball. We talk about it on one of our other podcasts. I was a hooper back in the day.
Yeah.
If you grew up in the hood, if you grew up in a neighborhood that had a hoop.
Lucky wrestling chose us. Y'all lucky wrestling chose us, and we didn't become 6'3".
That's what I said.
If I would have got another 3 inches, some of y'all, I'd be in a different league.
I was nice too. I'd have left too. I'd have left too. I was nice. Yeah, I was
like
nice.
Southpaw.
Listen, I don't know what any of you guys are talking about.
I can understand
on
that.
the country.
Not all wrestlers now.
No.
Listen, we'll say only 30% of us.
Yeah,
really.
we take that.
Really, only 30% of us can actually
move
ball, and 50% of us can play defense.
Yeah,
Some of us don't get all the fouls. We don't get all 6 fouls. But 50% of us, we're gonna play some good defense.
And we gonna watch out.
The hustle work.
Yeah.
That rebound.
That back.
That's me. And I'm slapping that. I might slap the backboard on the way down.
That's where we come in.
But I can hop, I can hoop, I can jump, I can jump shot. It's all a good thing. When you're from where I'm from, you got to be able to Allen Iverson, be a quarterback and be the basketball player that you are. And being on the street, the reason why I talk the way I talk, being able to talk trash and go, that was an everyday occurrence on the street. That was an everyday occurrence. And you couldn't get on the basketball court if you didn't have 1 or 2 good hitter punchlines, defense and offense in the verbal game.
You better be able to pass or something.
You better be able to fry somebody, and you better be able to get somebody up off you when they're frying you. Yeah. It's just the way that our society works in a much quicker society than a lot of these other pampered places were. Yeah. And I think wrestling has that same incubated system. We've come up in that same dark cloud that gives us some of these superior athletes and some of these superior minds.
Yeah, no, I definitely. One thing I love about wrestling too is that it's just you have athletic guys that are good at it. You have slow guys that are good at it.
Long,
big, long guys.
All kind of bodies.
Yeah, all kinds of bodies. There is no better athlete than the wrestler. Still.
Right.
Still, that's to me, mixed martial arts is difficult. Don't get it wrong, but I can widen the gap when if you're a better striker than me, and I know your world is striking, I can widen the gap with this grappling because I know you didn't spend that time not only not knowing the moves, but not feeling the moves. Because you're in this, when we're a wrestler, you're a wrestler, I'm a wrestler, and we come to wrestling, and it's just about who in that moment gets it done. It ain't about the holes and the gaps. Mixed martial arts is about how you can extend those holes and gaps. I'm a better striker than you, I'm gonna outstrike you. Yeah. If you can't wrestle with me, I'm gonna out-wrestle you. If I can get you down and I can submit you, you're gonna be a hole in the ground. The reason why our sport of wrestling is so much difficult because it's the wrestler against the wrestler, and we know the same amount of things. Yeah. It's just about who implemented it better, who was quicker to the move, who reacted better. Yep. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, that defense was nice. Oh, I thought he had it with that. And the things that happen like that. When you get mixed martial arts, a one-way ticket, or if a guy's too close, they're both doing good, then you got to find different areas to where the guys are clashing, to where they got to get an advantage. Someone's got to get an advantage. Yep. And that's the love of the and that wrestling brings to, I believe, mixed martial arts, that other mixed martial arts combatants don't add to this sport that we do.
So after talking about wrestling, Bubba, I got to find out who yours is, man.
Okay.
Who is your GOAT of wrestling? Who's the GOAT of wrestling for you, man?
Ooh. Man, okay.
The best to do this thing, man.
The GOAT of wrestling, man.
I gotta hear this, man.
It's gotta be, to me, Jordan Burroughs, man. It's gotta be the Jordan.
Jordan, it's hard to beat Jordan.
I just think that Jordan Burroughs changed the whole country. Like, everybody wasn't winning world titles like that until Jordan Burroughs started doing it.
Everything about Jordan Burroughs
Well, okay,
changed
so I'm going to
everything.
say Jordan Burroughs, but it was our generation of wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. He brought exciting to wrestling, I think, so, too.
He spearheaded it, but it was...
Did you beat Jordan?
Yeah.
You beat Jordan.
Yeah, I beat the greatest of all time.
I love it. I was like, wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure I watched the flow on this. Hold on.
I'm saying a little 5-2 victory, little 5-2 victory, little 5-2.
My bad. Hey, finish my bad. I thought somebody say something real quick.
The greatest of all. I didn't get my shoe. He didn't got 5-2. He got his shoe out. But listen, he's the greatest of all time because he made some of the greatest of all time change weight classes. I ain't putting no names out there, but he made people move. He made people get together, and he had the LeBron effect. People had to go get KD. They had to go get Stephen Curry. They had to go team up. They had to go.
Yeah.
They had to go. Gain some weight. I don't know how my man. Listen, when I won Junior Worlds in Beijing, China, David Taylor was the 110-pound representation for America.
Right.
I won at 145.5 pounds. I beat the Turkish dude in the finals and the Russian dude in the semis in 2009. He was 110 pounds.
David Taylor was.
Little guy.
I remember that.
I remember that. Little guy.
This man is massive.
Massive human being.
Huge now.
Now,
Huge.
there are some growth spurts in the game of wrestling.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ain't seen nothing like this.
How was a growth spurt?
This growth spurt
Yeah, that
is
was
immaculate.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
This growth spurt is because of a Jordan Burroughs.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen a man grow out of a weight class like this guy has because of the greatest wrestler of all time. And that man has beaten everyone on the list of your list, unless they were too old to be on the list of your greatest of all time.
Damn, that is crazy.
Do you think he'll ever go take up a program to maybe battle with Kill out there with the Penn State guys? You think any of these guys will ever try and go recreate? We talked crap about, maybe Oregon start up a program one day, or who can do it that? You think Jordan Burroughs can get it done?
It's hard to say because he is. It's going to take a modest being. It's going to take someone modest to come back. Someone great, someone that great, to not go on and do other things freely. Because they can go do seminars and they can go do other things freely and be coaches, and you can go. You ain't never going to eat. You ain't never going to be hungry again at that level.
Right.
But to come back and to steep to such a humility that it would take
Start all the way over.
to go. You know what it takes for some of your. We've had those coaches.
Yeah.
You know it ain't much in the game for them. Even if you give them. Give a coach $50 million, right? Where you gonna go during season? We got to be in Michigan next week. We got to be in Iowa. We got to be in Nebraska. Yeah, the offseason.
And it's a long season.
But in the offseason, it's a long season. Don't forget, my man's got to recruit. Got to go sit on couches and make sure that he's got to tell these high school kids and their parents that we want you at our program.
You're busy, straight up. You're just busy.
And the NIL, the things, and the way that people are, you can't have that old school program that we used to have now.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And they make a phone call now.
That is true.
That thermometer get up there a little bit. They gonna put some phone calls out.
Hey, I've heard some nice numbers out there for these young college guys. I've heard some nice numbers out there.
Yeah. I was talking to Tegan.
Yeah.
And that dude that signed the Penn State boy. That was a good one.
They get broken off? Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah, he got broke off.
But I would like to see somebody, right, one of the greats, come back and challenge Penn State. Somebody, please.
I think Dake's in the mix of doing it.
You think so?
Dake's over there. Where is he? He's at
Cornell, right?
He's at Cornell
No,
still.
I thought he went back to Penn State. Didn't he go train with the Nittany Lions now?
Well, that's who he wrestles for.
What's the boy at Princeton? My man at Princeton. Humphreys. Humphreys. I wouldn't say he was like one of the legendary greats, but he's an amazing coach.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
far as like he's an NCAA champ, but also he's coming back and he's got a great program. I think
Princeton, huh?
Top
5 or some shit. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, the fact that they have all the parameters they have to be where they are.
Smart and tough.
That's wrestling though.
Yeah.
At the highest level, that's wrestling.
Yeah.
Cornell's always been good. Stanford's been good.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? These higher Hofstra's been good. I mean, some of Columbia they ain't been. I mean, like when I was getting recruited out there, I was looking at some of these uppity schools, and I was like, hey, you know, go get me some plaid. And I looked at Lehigh a couple times.
I would like to see you every day, Bubba, in a fucking tie and
I just didn't like
shirt.
that Lehigh singlet. My black ass and that all brown. And look, I was butt ass naked. So I figured, you know, let's keep it different with some. Let's keep it funky. But yeah, man, the way that the world is going with the sport of wrestling, man, I'm in love with it because I do believe that it has has legs to grow, and for the HBCUs to now start getting a little bit of light on their programs with Kenny Monday, you know, being a legend, like you said, Kenny Monday coming back and putting some work in that program. And I think it would take someone modest to do it because I don't think it's still at the lower levels being funded like it needs to be.
Yeah. Speaking of being funded, Bubba.
Yeah.
We know we got your sponsors. The Mile High Jewelry.
Shout out Mile High Jewelry.
Mile High Jewelry.
Shout out.
Bubba, we see you shining over here.
2 watches just in case y'all don't know what time it is.
So let me ask you, Bubba, what is your favorite piece of jewelry? Because I've seen you, man, all over Instagram. I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Out there shining. What is your favorite piece of jewelry that you've had so far?
My favorite piece of jewelry is probably, honestly, if I took everything off, it would probably be my top, not my bottom, my top grill.
The top grill?
Yeah. The top grill. This was a gift. This was a gift. All diamond out bangs, and it goes underneath. It was a gift from Mile High. I didn't pay anything for it, so I couldn't tell you how much it cost. But it was
that
a
was
gift.
My next question.
It was a gift from them for making it to the finals, and it's on layaway. I ain't been fighting. It's on layaway. Yeah. I got a Rolex from them that, you know, I put some money down on it that they were going. Had we had the final fight, you know what I'm saying, we would have got some things done. But it's still out there. Rolex coming. It's loading. Wait till y'all see it. It's beautiful. But
next episode, you got to come flash that real quick.
It's because of when I'm out and about, right, and I have a wonderful smile. I'm always smiling when I'm talking to the young, pretty ladies out there, and I hit them with that twinkle, with that gleam of shot. I can see the difference. I can see it hit. I can see the difference hit. Sometimes I play the trick, like I come in without the grill in, talk, chop, and then I'll order a drink, chop, put my grill in, put it up, and then see if they want a drink, and then order them a drink with the twinkle in. Man,
gets them every time.
Listen,
it's a part of the whole setup.
Time out.
It's a part of the bad man game.
It's a part of the game. If she get a drink, she gone, dog. If she say yeah, it's a wrap. And it's the whole setup. You gotta have the setup. You gotta defend. You gotta have the rushing. And then you gotta take down the legs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all know the process. We don't change the game now.
No.
Just because we ain't on the mat don't mean that we can't get the takedown and take the back.
Game don't change.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking for 2. I heard they're giving out 3s now.
The dude got. How do you feel about that? You like the 3s?
I'm looking for the 3s.
Like
like the 3s.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm used to the 2s. I'm looking for the 3s. The game is changing, you know.
The Bad Man Podcast. Man. The Bad Man Podcast.
The game is changing. Yeah. No, I appreciate you boys for having me, man. It was an awesome show. And yeah, man, anytime you guys need me to come through, talk, highlights, I guess, of like, you know, y'all throw some matches my way, and I'll just do a tap in on you guys every now and then, just a bad man tap in, and we'll talk about some wrestling stuff or some things that are in the balance, you know.
I love that, Bubba. Before you leave, man, give our young bucks, man, the wrestlers that think about fighting, just my young guys, man. Give them what can you say to my young guys coming up?
Pause. Now, this is two conclusions. Is this just the young guys, or is this the young guys thinking about fighting?
College wrestlers thinking about fighting.
This is for college wrestlers thinking about fighting.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I want to hear that.
The thing I would say to the college wrestlers thinking about fighting is, one, you already have the golden nugget. You already have what everyone out there in mixed martial arts is looking for. That ability to get taken down and get the fuck up and go get yourself a takedown.
Right.
That grind to go tech fall someone.
Yeah.
That feeling of superiority of technically falling someone. That submission of someone's freedom you have already been given without even really knowing it. It's developed inside of you. Young grasshopper. Young grasshopper, listen. It is inside of you. Think deep. It is inside of you already. And second, it is the resilient one that wins. The race is not given to the swift. It's given to the one that endures.
Listen up, young
That's
guys.
some heavy shit.
Be the one with endurance.
We need to get your ass on the radio.
Low key.
You know what I'm saying? I got
voice
I'm
we did get like a-
portable,
like a-
dog.
My fucking God, Bubba. My God.
Okay, baby, we
My
right.
God, Bubba, baby. Hey, Bubba, before you leave, man, again, thank you for telling our young guys, man, giving them some love, man. We got some stickers, we got a patch for you, and then I had to get you out of here with an ATC Wrestling t-shirt.
Yeah, we
How to
got
get
the
you decked
jerseys.
out.
Hey,
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
it. I love it.
Gotta have
Shout
it.
Hey, I'm be rocking this. Y'all see me on the PFL highlights coming up. We getting ready for April 19th, Chicago. So y'all see me in the threads. Y'all know I'm putting that work in. Y'all see me in this.
right.
You know I'm chopping. This ain't no date shirt. This we got something coming shirt.
That's an ass
This
beating
this
shirt
an
right
ass
there.
beating shirt. It might have some blood on it next time y'all see me in it.
Hey, I got
It ain't gonna
something
be
real
mine.
quick for you, Bubba.
Yes, sir.
And I
What's
don't know
up
if
with
you-
it?
I don't know if you remember this, but we met a long time ago. Me and you.
Okay. This is before Vegas.
This was before Vegas. This
All right.
was, I think I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay. What am I at this point?
So this was like 2010 probably.
Okay, so I'm the man in college.
Okay.
Basically.
We were at the Olympic Training Center
Okay, the Olympic Training Center.
for the cadet and junior team camp, right?
Okay. Was I
And
going for Junior World at the time?
You were doing something. You were there training.
in Orlando.
I'm not sure
it was
exactly.
in Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what you were doing, and
Okay.
we were having like a live session, right? And there was groups of 3.
Yes.
And I was one of the only kids in the camp that didn't have a group of 3.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
you had a group of 2. I'm like 90. I'm like maybe 100 pounds at this point.
Yeah.
And I knew who you were. And Ike's like, Coach Ike was like, hey, where's your group? And I'm like, oh, I don't have a group. And you walked over to me and were like, hey, you're in my group.
Yeah.
You're with me. And I'm like looking at you like, motherfucker, I ain't going over there with you. And Ike was like, Bubba, leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. You're too damn big for that little dude. You're too damn big. And I just remember looking at you like, what the fuck you guys want me to wrestle with Bubba?
And that was that.
I ain't wrestling Bubba. And then you just kind of looked away and you were just like, whatever, man. All right.
Well, at that time, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. The difference now, and I love that story, is the difference now between our wrestling mindset and like some of the jiu-jitsu mindsets is like you can't just like go up and grab a coach by a wrist and be like, all right, come on, let's wrestle. Like there's a bowing and an orthodox thing you have to do before you can get in and grapple with just anybody in the room. There's a belt system in there. Yeah. In our room, back in our day, the little man, the big man, the heavyweight, the 205er, who's not wrestling, let's get that work in. So
I was not trying to find that out.
That's awesome. Man. That's a great story. Usually people have a little memory stories about me, but I just try to be reaching people. I just try to touch everybody I can. I don't think there are any negative ones out there unless, they fucked up my massage and rubbed me the wrong way. But other than that, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Fucking bad, man. Hey, go watch him fight August 19th.
April 19th.
April 19th.
Chicago, PFL. We doing it again. Let's
get it, baby.
Go watch him match, guys. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Go follow us, subscribe, and we'll see you next episode. Peace.